Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right, we're gonna talk about this Iran war thing. Okay, and I know y'all don't want to talk about it. I know. Listen, let's just get to it. Right. The reason I come on here is because I find it very curious. I find it something that Well, first of all, let me start here. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call out some names of my buddies, my military buddies. Little, Shields, they're all around me. They're on Facebook. We talk all the time. Wise, Tucker, Clark, Reynolds. Reynolds just popped in and said some stuff. Uh Ware, Anthony, Ware, the recruiter who put me in the Marine Corps, right? I want you guys y'all around me. Look, don't play. I want y'all to come on here. Yep, come out of your little holes, right? And we need to have a conversation, right? Because I feel a certain responsibility. Seriously, just as like many other people have served before. I feel like we have a responsibility, guys, right? We have a responsibility to speak to some of these people who have never served, right? Just hang on and kind of help them out a little bit, or at least bring a little bit of theater or clarity to them, right? Now, here's what I think, and look, the reason I'm on here because I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to be called something or be wrong. I ain't afraid of any of that, and I'm not trying to be big bad Marcel or nothing. I'm just telling you, who cares? Look, but I think something very serious is going on here. I think there's a lot of fear going on with people who have never had to deal with certain challenges, right? Hang on, hang on. And I need my military people. Now, none of us are generals. Hey, Bernice, how you doing? Bernice is somebody I know and really like. I know her from the Vision Pro land where you see this little avatar, right? But hang with me for a minute, Bernice, because I want you here. But I want to say this for all my military people and for you too. You know, I don't know if you've ever served or not, right? But we're in a war with Iran, right? And I keep hearing people say things like this. Here's what they're saying, right? All over the internet, and it seems like the loudest voices are the people who probably, I don't know, but but you can kind of you can kind of tell if people did something or not to the best of your ability, right? I mean, I don't know, but you can kind of tell when they haven't served, just how they behave and what they say, right? And some of them will tell you they haven't served, most of them. But if you haven't served in the armed forces, and nobody in the armed forces are invincible or the baddest people who ever roamed the earth, none of that. We just train for a job for scenarios that you did not. Like you can work at the post office. I don't know nothing about how the mail go out or none of that. I can't tell you what should happen, right? What to do if stamps are low. I don't know what to do. I'm not gonna go over there telling y'all what to do, right? And what should happen. But I find it funny that the civilians out there, and some of them are celebrities, right? Some of them are old radio hosts, right? Who found some fame and wrote some books, and they got like thousands of people following them, right? Check this out. And I don't like the narrative. I'm gonna tell you right now. Everybody seems to think, and a lot of people talk without this, right? They talk without the understanding that Iran is a country that killed a bunch of military people over the years. Now, wait a minute. Before you start saying, well, America did this, America. First of all, you live in America, right? If you don't like whatever America did, then go to Iran. Like, for real. Look, go to Iran and live. Because what this is about right now, it's about America versus Iran. Whether they did something wrong or right. If you think Iran is right, move to Iran. Why would you? For real? No, I should be able to live in America. I just want to say what it is, Marcel. I just want to say what it is, though. I ain't trying to move. Nah, you being extreme. No, I'm not. Because here's the problem. They can hear you. You understand? They can hear you. And I'm going to tell you why we probably can't win any more wars. I'm just going to say it right here. We're not going to win any more wars or skirmishes. Do you know why? Not because of the military. The military's trained. They know what to do. They got the arms, they got everything. It's the American people. They know that you, some of you, I really want to say all of y'all, that anyway, some of you are very scary people. They know that you don't have what it takes to stand up to this threat. Now, what's the threat? They saying that, well, they were getting close to having, nukes. Well, we got nukes. We're the first one to use a nuke ever. Better get this right. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, back during World War II, right? So how do we get to tell people we can get a nuke? Well, because we're not going around ringing the nuke saying death to this country, death to that country, like they were saying to us. And we know that there are certain people who will die for a certain honor and all that. Like, let's just keep it there, right? So we what if, let's just go here. What if, let's just say what if these fools, the Trump idiots, because I can speak to you better if I speak to you in your language, right? What if the Trump idiots weren't wrong and they were just about to send a nuke over here, right? I know you don't believe that could happen in a second, right? In a million years, right? You believe, no, they just say whatever, right? But what if, right? What if they do send a nuke over here, right? Take out the whole West Coast, California, or maybe even more, seep into half the country, right? We will have to do something, whatever. But you know how many people would die just because you guys out there saying, why are we over there trying to do, and especially if you haven't even been in the military. You don't know even if you've been in the military, were you a general? Were you the ones that's in the little room where they make the decisions? Or were you like me, just a person who was in the military in the enlisted ranks, or even if as an officer, and the military people would understand this, you're not at that level where you're in the Pentagon making decisions and you see the whole table, so you don't even know, right? But what you do know, if you've served in the military and you're one of these people, like they just sent a bunch of Marines over there, right? I was one of those Marines for years that trained for all of these scenarios, including that one, right? And I'm not here to brag, oh, I was a Marine, and that ain't even it, right? But here's the thing. Back in the day, we were training for not just that scenario, but the Soviet Union, which is now just the Russian, what do they call it? It's not even the Soviet Union anymore. I'm sorry, I should know. The Russian, gosh, why did it escape me? You guys will probably fill me in right there. You write something, right? It's not even the Soviet Union. Actually, Ukraine is one of those major countries. It's a country now, but one of the major parts of the Soviet Union, right? Along with other countries that it split up during the Cold War and after the Cold War. All right, enough with the history lesson because I'm failing here trying to explain to my damn self. But that's pretty much the idea, right? Now, we train for that. We know what this is. Now, I gotta say this, guys, fellow military people. I gotta say what I gotta say. And Wise and Shields, y'all know me. Y'all know me. And I know y'all, Tucker, y'all, my boys, Clark, Reynolds. We were just young guys, but we were the guys. Those guys that they sent over there, right? That you see that they sent over there, we're those guys. You know, guys, we're the ones. All Marines aren't those guys that's going over there. Now, y'all know that. We know that. But we all are special. We all got our jobs, right? But everybody's not on that level like we were, right? Those guys I just mentioned. So, we know this thing here. And none of us want to go. We don't want to go. But we'll go and we'll do what we got to do. It's a difference, right? There are a lot of people out there who are hurting those guys that they sent, whether you like it or not. You know why? Because you keep going against vocally, very vocally. That's the only reason I'm here. Because I want to protect our military people if I can. I want to do my part, right? If y'all don't shut the, you can listen, guys. They can hear you, they can see you, and they judge what they do by what you're saying. Now, it's not everybody on the internet saying stuff. They got bots. They got ways of getting in here on YouTube, right here on Facebook. You might even see them explode on here. I don't know, right? I'm under the radar. I don't have a lot going on my friends and family social media, but I just decided to come on here to say a few things, right? I need y'all to shut up, okay? I know you don't like the president, nor do I. I don't like him. I don't like the way he acts. I got my ideas about him. However, he's in there, okay? And he's making the decisions, and he's making the decisions based on what he understands is best for the country. The way to get him out is to vote him out, not to side or sound like you're siding or even come close to sound like you're siding with the enemy because you got freedom of speech. You got freedom of speech because of those guys going over there right now, and you ain't going, right? That's why you have it, okay? So respect them and shut your mouth. It ain't hard. Just shut your mouth. You don't have to be speaking every day against the people who are in control of America. Because let me tell you something. They represent America. If nothing else, to the world, they're representative of America. They are in the seat. And if you can't put that together and shut your lips for a minute and talk about some other stuff or whatever, I don't understand. Okay? Shut up. Shut up already. Yeah, I'm saying it. Because nobody else appears to want to say it. Maybe I'm not seeing it. I don't know. But everywhere I go on social media, I see the same people, right? If you haven't served, shut up, right? Because I'm just saying, because you can't know. I can't even know what they're seeing that's the real threat. I don't know, but I do know how it is to be sent in a place where you have to fight and probably will die and that kind of thing. I know that. And we go and we trust our training and we do the best we can to make it home. That's what those guys are doing. They don't need you speaking against the country because you are emotionally involved. You're so emotional. You got to get on here every day and say Trump ain't this and they're idiots and whatever. And you're hurting them. If you're not, the hell with Trump, you're hurting them. Do you understand what I'm telling you? And anybody who doesn't agree with that, I want to hear from you, especially my fellow Marines and Air Force and Navy. And I want to hear from, where are you? Pop up. Because I think it's our duty as just fellow Americans to let the ones who don't understand, apparently don't understand this, know. Right now, I'm just a little person on here. I don't have any followers, guys. But I thought it would be a thing if I came on there. I left a message before. I had a few people pop in. I know people who I know very closely I went to boot camp. I went to boot camp with a guy that I grew up with, Leon Tillman. I went to boot camp with the brother. Ain't heard nothing from him, right? And I'm just saying, Leon, I'm calling you out a little bit, and I know you'll get on now, because just tell me, just, I don't care. I don't have to be agreed with. I just feel like my whole narrative, let me break it down because I'm all over the place. My only narrative here is, can you just shut your mouth for a little bit and let them do whatever they feel like they got to do because they got the information? Can we just do that? Can we come together on that? That's all. Because I feel like you're hurting our Marines, sailors, airmen, and an Army personnel that's in harm's way. And all of y'all say, thanks for your service, thank you for your service. And I know you mean it or whatever. We don't need that. We need you to shut your mouth, right? Because we live in a different day and age where everybody has a channel like I have, and they can hear you, and they're strategically planning on pressuring you. They know that Trump and what is it, Hegseth and all of them, they know they're in it. They in it. They ain't going nowhere. But they know to get to you. They get to you on your little social media, right? Many of you don't even know what the hell you're doing with social media. You probably just got on it 3, 4, 5 years ago. You think you're experts. You don't know nothing. That's right. I said it. So all I'm trying to tell you guys, think about those guys in harm's way, even though you feel like they shouldn't be there. I know you think the Iranians and in Israel are all evil and all, whatever you think. I get it. But at the end of the day, think about somebody's kid, like my mom had a kid, which was me, went in for whatever reason, and we know we may be called for that. And some of us, again, just to reiterate, that go into the Marine Corps and certain branches of the service, we're the tip of the spear. We don't have jobs like recruiting people. That's an important job. You got to recruit people. We thank God for them. But that ain't on the battlefield, right? That's the drill instructors aren't on the battlefield. Thank God for the drill instructors. They make what we call make the Marine. Everybody's got an important job. I'm not taking away from that. But right now, those people who are called to go in there, right, and be on the ground, everybody didn't do that. Everybody wasn't on the ground face to face on the battlefield. And y'all know what I'm talking about. So if nothing else, shut your mouth and stop being whiny about why they gotta do that. It hurts them. That's all I'm trying to tell you. I ain't trying to make no political statements because it emboldens the other people. That's all I got.